Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, we could really use your help. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, recently named the Two Opinionated podcast one of its top 100 podcasts. This is a monumental feat for this program. You know, we're a father and son team out of a small town in West Virginia, have been doing this for about 5 years. There's 15 million podcasts out there. About 40,000 of those get to the point that they're listed on IMDb. Out of those 40,000 out of the 15 million, we were ranked number 82. Something that we're just immensely proud of. We're so thankful for our listeners, our watchers, our fans. Thank you so, so much. If you would like to help us out, and we're asking for it, please. It's easy. It's really easy. It's free. If you go to IMDb, that's IMDb.com, look up Two Opinionated Podcast, and just take a look at the page. That's all you have to do. I mean, you're welcome to look at the cast, look at the episodes so you can kind of see who's been on the program. Do whatever you want. But even just bringing up the page, IMDb.com, Two Opinionated Podcast, bring up the page, look at it. That helps us so much. So please, if you can do anything, we would really appreciate that. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Love to have your subscription there. It's also free. And you can also check out our website, meistercon.com, where you'll find almost 700 episodes, audio and video, available on there. There's also a terrific blog from Brett, and it'll let you know anything that we have going on in studio, if we're covering a convention, if we're going on location, anything that we have going on will be on the website, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so, so much. We appreciate you so much. I can't express enough how appreciative we are of all of you. We never expected to do as well as we have, and that's all because of you. Thank you so much. Enjoy that interview. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got the stars behind a classical Christmas chord, Nido and Ian Ronningen, with me. So welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Yay, excited to
How'd
be
that
here.
do? Did I get the names fairly close?
Ooh, spot on.
Nailed it. You nailed it.
All right.
Yeah.
That
That silent N in my third
my
N.
biggest fear is mispronouncing.
That silent N on my third one is tough for people. Ronningen? Yeah.
I'm wondering because I've always thought my last name is too short, because it's just Wall. What if I put a silent N in there?
There you go.
Like W-A-L.
Just to confuse people. Just to confuse people.
Yeah.
That's people love that.
No, I think W-N-A-L-L.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Then they'd be like Winall.
Winall.
You probably get
like,
Winall.
no, it's just Wall. The N silent.
Sorry, the N is silent.
Well, welcome to you both. I'm so excited to speak with you. And I'm fans of both of yours, which I love. I love when I get sent, somebody says, hey, would you like to talk to these people? And I instantly know who they are. So I was thrilled to death to have you both. So welcome.
Thank you very much. We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a couple of questions for each of you before we get into it.
Okay.
So Nia, I wanted to start with you. So you may not be able to talk on this yet, but I have to bring it up.
Okay.
So back in the 90s, I put myself through college. I owned a couple of comic book stores. Right?
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I see.
Yeah. At that time, one of the independent books that was really popular was Grendel. And I saw you're attached to a Grendel project. So anything you're allowed to say about that yet?
Yes. Okay. So it was obviously Dark Horse Comics Grendel, and it was a co-production with Netflix, and they unfortunately canceled it last year.
Why would they do that?
Before it even came out. So it's one of those really heartbreaking stories because we finished the whole series. We filmed it all 8 episodes. I know, and it was.
I'm gonna make some calls. We got to get that out.
Get an internet campaign going. Everybody write letters.
If you already filmed something,
I know.
Why
It
wouldn't you
needed
just go ahead and
more.
release it?
It needed more money for post-production. But who knows, that could just be them being like, oh no, we don't want to give more money. I think Netflix stocks were low. Unfortunately, Netflix does have a habit of canceling shows after like, 1 or 2 seasons.
They
But this
lose
was
a lot of
something
good
brand,
shows.
yeah, and this was brand new where they canceled something even before it came out. Like this was right after, what was that movie? Batwoman?
Batwoman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Remember they canceled that movie? They had a whole movie.
I
And then
know.
they canceled it because they could recoup their loss, right? They could say, oh, it was a loss, it was never done, blah, blah, blah. So
My son was devastated because that's one of his
yeah.
favorite characters. And
Yeah.
he was just like, they finished it.
Yeah, they did finish it. And I got to play the role of Rachel, which was Barry's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was an amazing woman. Not the most motherly, but like the best, but like definitely tough as nails, New York
I
based.
think we need a GoFundMe to or
To get it back.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, let's
get
give
this back
Netflix our
out
money. Let's give Netflix some more money. They need it.
I mean, if they're just going to sit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Definitely a
afraid that's what
campaign.
you were going to say, but I was holding out hope.
I know. I mean, who knows, right? Sometimes, when things sit in the back, maybe someone wants to revive it. Maybe some generous sponsor out there who wants to buy
Lots of other
Brendel.
companies out there.
Come on down. Yeah.
You know who
Yeah,
loves
that
to do
was,
comic book stuff is Seth Rogen. Let's get him to do it and bring it over to
Seth
Prime.
Rogen. That's yeah.
Yeah.
He's surprisingly good at doing dramatic stuff.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
and the
expect
comic
that.
book stuff. Those comic book movies that he's producing or shows rather, they're so good.
They're good.
So good.
You can tell he's
such a
fan.
good producer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. So I got one for you too, Ian.
Ooh.
So all my kids are grown. I've got 4 of them. They've got kids of their own now. But back when they were teenagers, total drama, anything, they're all about it. And we watched it as a family because they were so into it. And I always thought, well, aren't you a little old for that? But then we watch it and I'm like, no, that's actually a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's for the older kids, like the preteen into teen kind of thing.
And that's exactly where they kind of started and got into it. And
it's an amazing show because it's back again now with a whole new cast. I have some friends on that one too. It's just it's incredible that it has such a long life. And it's the thing that I'm probably recognized for the most, even though like my face is on other things, but it's like, oh, you're Ian Ronningen from you're Rodney from Total Drama Island. Yeah, that's the thing that they catch me on.
One of the best things I think about now, when I was growing up, being nerdy or kind of geeky, not the best, but now everybody is. So it's kind of in to do that. And everybody's like, yeah, we love cartoons.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to just say it. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we also love reality TV, which is basically total drama.
Oh, yeah. Total drama is, it's making fun of the reality TV, except for like way more violent because it can be when you're in cartoons. You get shot out of a cannon when you leave the island.
They'll be okay.
Oh my gosh, I need to watch this show.
Do you have a reality, guilty pleasure, Ian?
I love F-Boy Island. Is probably like it's definitely my favorite. It's so funny as well as be like because they have these little vignettes. Once the F-boy or the nice guy gets kicked off the island, they do this whole little skit with them, and it's so good. And it just like it also made me go, oh yeah, I see where the nice guy kind of finishes last, and I see why the girls like the F-boys, but then they're trying to find the right guy, and it's just so entertaining. That's definitely my guilty pleasure.
That's a good one. I'm supposed to have one of the cast on.
Are you?
We haven't got it scheduled yet, but I'm really interested to see how that one goes.
Ian's gonna totally tune in.
I'll be tuning in for sure. My new favorite podcast.
What about you, Nee? Do you have a reality show that you're kind of guilty pleasure?
Ultimatum.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's so like I don't know, it's like kind of doomed from the very beginning, right? Where it's like, oh, I want to marry you. It's not going to work. So let's go on public television and try to make it work. by
Mhm.
dating someone else in front of you. It's just like
I know that just makes me cringe just thinking about
I know, and we just couldn't stop watching.
That's a long. I'm falling into the same line with that one with Temptation Island as well. Like Ultimatum and
Oh,
Temptation
yeah.
Island are similar,
Yeah.
where it's just like that thing of like, I love you, I want this to go further, but you know what? I'm gonna see you fool
Yeah.
around with other people for a while.
And this will make us stronger.
Yeah, somehow it's
Yes.
gonna make us stronger.
I
Yeah,
got
we'll
news
rise
for
above.
them. That's probably not going to work.
No,
I know.
anytime there's an ultimatum involved, it's not a good thing.
Have
No.
you seen the one now that's on Max where it's just gotten like they're naked dating?
No,
Oh no.
So
that sounds right up my alley.
I know, we're
Well,
like, oh.
so the premise,
really?
the premise is they bring the person out, you know,
Okay.
and so she's supposed to, or him, whoever is, sometimes a girl, sometimes a boy, whoever they're going to date.
Yeah.
They're supposed to pick their person. Well, so the catch is, it's just everybody's naked, but you can't see their face.
Oh, there's
have
a
heard
British
of
show.
this.
There's a British show
yeah,
where they start with
yeah.
the feet and they work
Yes,
their
and
way
they go
up.
up.
That's it.
And
I think that's
yeah.
it.
Oh, that's
I
the
think,
one. Yeah.
I think
That's
it's
been
just Max
in
is showing it now.
that's been in the
Yeah.
UK for a long time.
Yeah.
And in UK, like they're not stingy with showing nudity on television.
No.
So it's just like it's on the BBC, I think, and they just like
Yeah.
keep showing. It's just like, now here's the parts, and what do you think of that? And like they're eliminating people as they go,
But based on
like
just
I
the
don't-
parts. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I don't like the knees.
I know it's kind
Oh
of
yeah.
brutal.
Oh, the legs are a little too hairy. Yeah. It's like, oh my
But
god.
they're talking about these people and they can hear them.
Mhm.
And then when they're like, no, well, for whatever reason, they don't pick somebody. Then they like bring them out naked
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
and
the
tell
person
them
is
more
naked
things
too.
that they didn't like about them. I was like, it's kind of brutal.
It's
very
so brutal.
I was like, no, I'll pass.
I know.
You got
Another
to be
part of me
really
is like,
secure.
yeah, and also, what do they get to be a contestant? Just the chance of dating? Is that all they get?
I mean, shoot, I
Yeah.
don't know. It seemed that
Yeah.
was my question. It's like, where are you finding these people?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of exhibitionists out there.
That's a no for me. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that'd be a story. I guess you could tell the kids.
Yeah, you got to buy me dinner first.
How'd you and Dad meet?
Well, it started off
Reliably.
small, little parts, part by part.
I saw the toes and I knew.
The way he wiggled them.
Oh my gosh.
They just seem so shy.
Yeah.
Oh my
We made it through, I think, half an episode. That's all we could stand. We're like, I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very cringy. It's hard to watch. Some
Hard
of
to
that stuff, for
watch.
sure. Yeah.
I was always like I watched Survivor, but that's about it. I used to watch some of the dancing and singing
Ooh.
competition shows, but now it's Survivor and that's it.
I do cry when I see like clips from The Voice, and they're just like, it's like, oh, this is.
I'll watch
yeah.
clips, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I love TikTok. I follow The Voice on there, and it's just like I get to see just these moments of
We
it.
always
It's like,
liked, there was one called the Sing Off,
Hmm.
where it was just a cappella groups. So like Pentatonics came out of that.
Oh, Pentatonics is amazing.
Yeah, they
I was
won
in
it.
a barbershop quartet in high school, so I always enjoy that.
My stepson was in a barbershop quartet. It was called the Chordsmen.
We called ourselves Flashback because we sang a lot of oldies.
You know what? Barbershop quartets have the best names. I will say that.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah, they're
ever
funny.
incorporate the Flashdance dance?
Not the flash dance. I did Footloose dance when I
Oh,
was
that's
in
cool.
high school.
Well, that's pretty close. It's pretty close.
It ended up
That's
looking.
good.
I just showed my girlfriend the video. I have it on my phone from 2001, and I just doing this dance in the middle of the square in Mill Bay, and I won the talent show. But it looks like I'm doing a striptease. Like it's really because I'm just like I'm making up a dance, and I'm just trying to get the audience into it, and like the jacket comes off. I'm wearing really short shorts. Like it was. Yeah, it was
Short
it was
shorts.
rough.
Whoa, you're taking it
Oh,
to
yeah.
the next level. Kevin
They
Bacon
were-
only wore tight jeans.
That's
I
right.
know. I
Yeah.
know.
He's stepping
know.
it up a level.
Wow. No wonder
The
why they
shortest
thought
of
it
shorts.
looked like a striptease.
Yeah, it was rough.
When
I
I
had
was-
frosted tips. It was
Ooh,
it was the
frosted
whole thing.
tip. You
Yeah, it
gotta
was the
have
whole thing.
that. If you're
Yeah.
going to be a stripper, you need the frosted tip. I need this done. I got a job interview.
I think I did it myself. I put in peroxide. Don't do that, kids. But yeah, I just ran the peroxide through my
That's
hair.
what happened to me.
Is that what happened?
Oh yeah, I had the full
Too
80
much dying?
and no,
Oh.
no, I just didn't appreciate it when I had it, and then one
Right.
day it was just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Heck with you, buddy. And
Now,
now
when you
I
when you say
kind of miss it.
80s,
I don't know. You've got a good shaped head for shaving. Like you got a good head for
Appreciate
it.
that. See, my wife does it for me. Like every 10 days, she'll shave it for me, and she says I got a lumpy head. I'm like,
what? It looks not lumpy at all.
that's what I
mean, maybe it's the
said.
green screen, but it's like, yeah, you got a very
Good egghead.
proportionately shaped head. Yeah.
I'm showing her this because it's recorded now.
Oh yeah, so therefore it's gospel.
I also like the idea of you guys just having that every 5 days, this spending this time together, just shaving your head. It's just
Yeah.
it's very quality time.
It's quality time. Admittedly, it takes like 10 minutes.
I mean, you and Patrick Stewart, you got Patrick Stewart right behind you there, and you got the same sort of like thing going on.
That's it. When I was 13, I went to see Breakin'. This is back in early 80s.
Okay.
I went to see Breakin', and I can't dance a lick. I mean, not a lick. I could do the middle school sway, kind of that back and forth.
Yeah.
But I was inspired to start wearing parachute pants from that movie.
Nice.
So I got my parachute pants, kind of my muscle shirts, that type of stuff.
Mhm.
I'm wearing that. And I go to school that way. And I thought, hey, I'm pretty cool. But then it dawned on me, what if somebody wants to challenge me to a dance off?
Yeah.
Because you look like you're ready.
I lived in fear that people would start coming toward me and I'd just go the other way. I'm like, I'm not ready for that.
You wouldn't spend your afternoons like at home going, okay, I'm going to work on this move just for a little while.
You think I would, but no.
Oh no!
I think it's one of those things. People think that that all these people just have this talent innately in them, but they're going home and they're working on it. They're really pushing through.
Oh,
No, and I'm looking back. I'm like, what was I doing? Surely I could have put a little effort into it.
I really I missed the parachute pants days. Like I literally missed it. I was born in '84, but it was I missed that.
It was a very short
when
time.
I look back on it, I go, oh, I just want to find a pair of parachute pants.
I know. I wish I'd kept them. I had like a different collar for every day of the week.
Wow.
Parachute and members only jackets.
Wow.
You remember those?
Ooh.
I know the name. I don't know the members only.
They were like, I did all my shopping at this store called the Chess King.
Okay.
And the members only jackets, the cool thing about them is you could push the sleeves up. So you push.
Were they puffy sleeves too, or were they?
They were a little bit puffy, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
That's
It
cool.
wasn't a good look. But I had the 80s hair feathered back, and it was
Beautiful.
awesome.
Beautiful.
I love it. I'm a fan.
Well, I wore it for way too long because, some little middle school girl said that I looked pretty good in them one day. And I was like, I'm wearing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's men will get a compliment and will live on it forever. I saw
way
like
too long.
I saw a thing online where it's like, women, you compliment them often because it's often dead by the end of the day. You got to keep complimenting. But man, you tell a man like, I like those shoes. You be careful because that guy will wear those shoes for the rest of his
Until
life.
they fall off of him.
Every time they put them on, they're like, I got a compliment on.
Yeah, remember that, Nee.
These are good shoes. I know.
Use your powers for
Choose
good.
wisely. Use my powers for good.
Because you could mess a guy up, tell him, hey, I really like that when it just looks ridiculous.
I've told my girlfriend, I'm like, when she'll compliment me, I'll go, are you sure?
Yeah.
You want me to, you want, you
sure?
like, I'm getting,
forever.
getting the mustache back a little bit. I wore it for all of Movember. I had a mustache and she loved it. And my agent didn't like it. He's like, shave it off. But whenever I get the opportunity, I'm trying to grow it back in. And I said, are you sure you like it? Because I'm going to keep bringing it back if you do.
Yeah.
At least every November, it's coming back.
Oh, every November for sure. Even now, like over Christmas, I'm like, I can't commit to the just mustache. I still have to do a little bit of the fuzz around just to give it that false beard. But
yeah. Well, at least it's coming in, so you don't have like the porn star mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very grateful for the facial hair that I'm able to grow.
So, okay, so we got to talk about a classical Christmas
We
chord
do.
because I think it's a great idea for a podcast. But tell me about it. What is it? What's the show about?
Me?
Either
you want
one
me to
of you,
start?
yeah.
Okay. It is like you were saying, it's like a radio play, but it's a rom-com. So in 6 episodes, it's serialized. Each episode is about 15 minutes, and it follows Lena Chord. And she is in a small town called Cedar Hill, and she runs a classical music shop because her dad recently passed away, and so she's trying to make it in life with her classical music shop, which is now not as popular because everyone is more into pop music.
Of
And then
course.
you enter Zack
Enter Zack
Sellers.
Sellers. That's me.
That's you.
That's
You want
me.
to take over? Take over.
Sure. So then
pass.
Zack has a little bit of PR nightmare happening in the big city. One of my bandmates is pregnant and got in a bit of a scuffle. I got in a fight with some of the paparazzi, and it was a bad look. So I have to try and fix it. I head back to my hometown, and there I see Nee's character. I see it, and we kind of have this bit of tension because we dated in high school and it never actually officially ended. So we kind of ghosted each other.
Yeah.
And
So it's
probably,
kind of a lot of unresolved feelings.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we don't want to give too much away because we definitely want you to listen to it.
Well,
But
I think your character Ian, I mean, that sounds kind of like a pop star, but maybe a little bit douchey pop star.
he's definitely got that bit of the douchey vibe. You can't be. I think it's really difficult for anybody to become so popular so young.
Yeah.
Because he would have gotten into the pop scene right out of high school. I got offered to go to Juilliard, but I also got a record deal at the same time and went in the one direction instead of the other. And Lena doesn't like that I didn't go and follow the classical music side of
Yeah, you
my
took the easy way out. So
easy but very lucrative, very lucrative. Yeah. But yeah, so then it's I think when you become popular that young and everybody just shows you so much like adoration, it's hard to hold on to your values. And I think it's the ones that can do it, like you got the Daniel Radcliffes out there.
There's not too many of them.
There's not too many of them.
Though.
Yeah, but that's when you if you've been raised right, which I guess maybe Zack wasn't so much, but his parents are very very much grounding to him. He goes back home, and that it brings him back to who he was when he was younger, because he was off doing his own thing.
It's like a redemption story.
Yeah, but there's Lena, and she definitely holds him accountable.
Oh, Lena.
Yeah.
Oh, Lena.
So I guess my first question is, at some point, do you guys play or sing together?
We don't actually sing in this or play. We had 2 days to get everything recorded in the studio. So everything was done.
Can both of you sing? Like if somebody said, "I want you for this musical," could you do it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nee's got some talents.
I see what you're pitching.
Are you? Oh, you want to sing a song?
Michael's like, okay, I'm writing a musical. I want to cast y'all.
I'm there.
I was at I was in a coffee shop here across from our studio earlier, and I was talking to a guy that's in a band with my stepson, and he wrote a Billy the Kid musical. So my stepson's doing he's doing the music for it. So he wrote it, but he's my step. And I was like, I could probably help with that.
I love that. Billy the Kid is such a great story.
That's super cool. Yeah.
I don't know how that works as a musical, but I was like, I'm in.
Makes me think of that Simpsons episode with the paint that wagon. Gonna paint that wagon, gonna paint it fine.
Oh yeah.
gonna use an oil-based paint because it's the wood is pine.
Yeah, I think they should have had you two singing together and put it like after the credits of an episode, like a little
That
bonus.
would have been really nice.
Oh
we
yeah,
were
absolutely.
so crammed for time though in the booth that we got it. It was donated to us, the time in the booth. I think for a lot of it, it was at cost. But we were right up to the wire at the very end of Sunday night. Just like, do we have this? Do we have this? Get in the booth. We got to record this. It was a lot.
And
yeah, and it's always go ahead.
Oh, and then also this is like a new pilot program as well. Like we got a
Right.
local grant to do this. And so it's all very new. So no one really knows what's going to happen with it. So I think even though it sounds really professional, it was a very modest, under budget sort of
It's
production.
Hope Street.
Hope Street Pods.
Hope Street Pods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rana was she's our writer and producer, and she also edited every single episode. So she was putting it all together, and she did it so quickly. We recorded at the end of October, and I think 2 weeks later the episodes started coming out, and they were coming out twice a week.
It was crazy because there was sound mixing. There was an original song that was written.
I love
like
the
Hope Street Pod song, as well as all the pieces, like all the violin pieces and all the guitar pieces that were in there, all that music, the sound design, the engineering. Yeah, it was. Oh, and also our voice director also cast it, who's also in it. Rona Rees was working like 3 jobs at once while we were recording that weekend, which was incredible.
Yeah. Had to keep
That's
it all
what
in line.
happens with small productions.
But that song, which I love that song so much, and I was like, I want to hear the song. It's now available as well as a bonus on all
there
the
you go.
like along with
you
the
can
podcast.
download the song.
Yeah, it's free. You download for free with like on Apple Pods, on Spotify, wherever you listen. It's there, and it's so good. It's such a little ear candy.
Catchy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Christmas lights. I love it.
Are you picturing you singing it as Zack Sellers?
I was. That's the thing. It's not alluded to that at all that's Zack, but I kind of think of it as that's Zack's
I totally did.
song.
Yeah.
It's all through. I was like, that's the Zack Sellers song, because other than that, you don't really hear us singing. You hear a little bit of the violin and guitar, but it for the most part is just we're speaking and telling the story, and it's. Yeah,
will we get like a season 2 at some point?
Well, this is what I'm hoping for. And as I talk to Rona and Rana, they always say that Rana has some more ideas and tricks up her sleeves. So I feel like there's other stuff planned, because the conceit is we're all in the small town of Cedar Hill, and each series is 6 episodes and features a new person.
I like
but
that.
But because it's a small town, we might show up.
Yeah, you could pop in and out of each other's podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Is there a plan at some point to try to turn it into like a movie or a TV show?
I don't know that there's a plan necessarily to do that. It was originally, I believe, Rana said that she wrote it as a movie, and then thought this would be a really great idea to do as a podcast, which then creates a whole different. She has to rewrite everything, because with a movie you show everything, but with a podcast you have to tell people what's happening, and even just to the point of saying people's names more often, or explaining what the ambiance is. Which is where Tulip, Rona, our director, her character Tulip, comes in. She's telling us, she's kind of setting up every scene and letting you know what's going on. But you get the idea as well of where we are by just little sounds that might be like linking you to where we are once the story is kind of moving along. Oh, I know where we are. We're in the music shop. Oh, we're at the old folks' home, wherever it happens to be.
And now we can afford to have a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a modest car. It's very modest.
I was in Miami this summer, and I saw my first Lamborghini, in person.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was just parked outside the restaurant we were going in, and I was looking at my wife, and I'm like, do we still want to eat here? Yeah.
The funny thing about it is that I would never fit into a Lamborghini. So like the fact that
Oh,
Zack
too
Sellers has a
tall.
Lamborghini, I wouldn't. There's no way I'd fit in it.
So
The,
they're
the roof,
tiny.
they look like they're this flat. They're just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd
They're
be in there and
tiny.
just
But
yeah.
maybe it's like a lot of leg room in the front.
That could be.
Well, it's, you know,
like
these
the
big.
Batmobile, but inverted. But it's
Always,
instead of, it's like there's your legs.
always wanted a Batmobile.
Me too.
Yeah, could
Wait,
you
okay,
fit in
when
the
you think-
Batmobile?
When you think Batmobile, which one do you think of?
Oh, I think of the Tim Burton Batmobile. 100%.
1989, Michael Keaton. Yes.
Oh
Good
yeah.
pick.
See, that would probably be my second choice, but I actually think of the one from the 60s TV show.
Oh, that's I mean, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
Well,
a good
that
one
one's
too.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Adam
good too,
West.
but
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
like
Adam West.
the full
Yeah.
sleek long, you know, and it shoots off the sides and goes really skinny. I just like the whole aesthetic of that.
But the Tim Burton one, that's probably of the modern era, that's probably the best one.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, some good stuff. We're kind of lucky with those Batman and the Superman movies from back then, but that's all we had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now everything's getting turned in. Well, apparently except Grendel, you know.
They're just, you know what, they're holding on to it. They're holding on to it until they have enough money to really do what they want to do with it. You know, they don't want to release it and have it not pay fan service.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I used to talk to Matt Wagner, who you know invented Grendel at conventions. We go to conventions, and you know back then there was no Hollywood aspect to it. It was just the writers and the artists at the conventions.
Yep.
So you had time to spend with him. So I'd spend a lot of time with him, and that's
Right.
what we always talk about. You should turn this into a TV show. Turn it.
Yeah, he was involved. Matt Wagner, as well as his son, was involved in that. Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll keep pushing it.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm sure he definitely wants it to come out.
Yeah.
We would like to see that. So your supporting cast, I saw Hero was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my dad.
He's been on the podcast. One of my favorite, not just actors, but just people, just the nicest guy.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
yeah,
so genuine and humble and just like very generous.
Yeah.
As
that
an
rich
actor,
voice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
But do you hear Ian's voice? Like if you know, it's like it's so amazing because them, being cast as father son normally wouldn't be for on camera, but when you just listen in the podcast, like
now that
Ian's,
you say it, I can't not hear it.
Yeah, like he sounds like he will develop into Hero's richness in like 15 years.
I love that you say that because I loved his voice so much. I told him in the booth, I'm just like, oh, like just listening to him talk, I'm in love with his voice.
I know I was the same way interviewing him. It's like he'd stop talking and it was like I was coming out of a trance or something.
Yeah, it's true. It's very velvety and
just so rich.
Both of you have like really good radio voices though.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like I'd listen to whatever you wanted to do. I'd listen.
That's very nice.
You know, it wouldn't be one of those I'd turn on and be like, oh no.
Oh, what is this voice? Yeah, I know. I've done some workshops and things like that with voiceover, obviously, but like with video games, I remember someone saying, "Don't do your characters like don't pick annoying voices for the non-playable characters because when the players have to interact with those characters so often that they will start hating you because come here, like you hear this, it's just no, that's right. Annoying, stop it.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that if it's only a few lines, like one single interaction, a couple lines, because it kind of breaks the, you know what I mean, like the monotony. It's like boom, and then it's back, you know.
Yeah, and you love those in like a cartoon. It's very good and funny. But in a video game where you will be interacting with them again and again and again, because they just reuse it when you come up.
Yeah, as a player, you're just like, oh, I gotta go talk to them because I need the coin.
That voice again.
Mute. You know, you probably mute them. Oh,
absolutely.
That's so sad.
Yeah, you could turn it off, I guess, once you get to the point you know kind of what they're gonna say. So you.
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. That's a very good, and you know people have done that. You know there's games out there that have those voices in.
I think I've done it myself, to be honest with you. I think it's I did a game, one of my first video games I ever did. It was called Two Worlds 2, the sequel to Two Worlds, which apparently the
They
first one didn't do so
stretched
well,
for
but they're like, let's do
for
this
those
again.
names.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Two
Two
worlds,
Worlds
two.
2.
But it was, I did a bunch of voices, and I remember just being in the booth, like, try this one, throw this. What do you got for this one? And I had a friend call me up, and he's like, did you do this video game? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you just tried to sell me something in the square. He's like, come one, come all, come big, come small. Like, it just, I'm sorry, that's the voice I chose. And he's just yelling constantly in the background.
It's kind of funny though that they knew it was you.
Yeah. They were like, oh, that's one of Ian's voices for sure.
He used to do that back in school, and we hated
He's
it.
always doing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But
That's
no, with having someone like Hero in there with this rich voice that you just want to listen to. Like, I want to see the Jim Sellers and Wendy Sellers storyline. I want their Christmas movie next, or Christmas podcast.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah, and Wendy, who is Sarah Hayward, she was my mother on this, but she was also my mother on a Christmas movie that I shot last year that's going to be coming out next year.
Awesome.
And it was really funny to see her walk into the booth and be like, "Mom, yeah, Mom again." She's forever cast as my mother.
Yeah, wherever you go, you need
Yeah.
a mom. It's Sarah Hayward.
I
And
love
she's
that.
so sweet. She's so sweet.
When you run into that situation where you have a different actress playing your mother in something, that's what you need. You need to say that at some point. You're not my mom.
You're not my mom. Yeah, in the multiverse, it's always Sarah Hayward.
Like,
She's the one thing that is constant in all of my shows.
Is there another podcast out there doing rom-com? Because I don't think there is.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, not that I know.
Not like in this sort of serialized style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is, like we said, we're kind of trying it out, and hopefully it seems that people who are listening to it are really resonating with it.
Well, we need more of that stuff, kind of the comfort, where at the end of it, it's going to end pretty good. You're not going to have that kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, it's not a murder podcast. It's
That's
not.
right. It's going to end well.
Yeah.
And we need some of that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, like, this is something that you can listen to. People like to bake and cook around the holidays, do little things. And when you're watching a movie, you have to be paying attention. Things are happening. You may not be. But you can throw in your headphones, or you can have it playing on your speakers at home and just be listening, and it's telling you the story. It's very digestible. They're, again, 15 minutes an episode, but as a whole, I think it's just over an hour. And
you can binge that easy. That's a trip to the gym.
That's like baking your cookies and starting to decorate.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact that we're getting back to listening to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have all this technology and everybody's on their phones and doing that. And, now we're all listening to podcasts and, radio show type of situations. And I love it. Audiobooks too. We're getting those too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And audiobooks are becoming sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna say audiobooks are becoming more like this as well. They're casting people into characters. So it's kind of, you have your narrator, but you have like different actors coming in and playing different roles, so that it's not just one person trying to sell something, because it's really difficult in an audiobook. I know I've
so much work.
Yeah, it's how I do my practice. Is I'll sit in here in my room and in my booth and I'll read a book. It's really difficult to tell the difference between who the characters are, especially when it doesn't say Nee said, Ian said, Michael responded.
Right.
They laugh.
Those books aren't necessarily written in audio format. So
well, right. And if you're reading it, you got to play both genders. You got to play young people, old people, kids. It's, if you really want to, some people, they just read it. Yeah. There's no difference. It's just like if you were reading it yourself. But the good ones, they at least try to change their voice a little bit. And it always kind of cracks me up because they got to do, everybody. Yeah,
the little kids, they got to do it all. Yeah. I mean, we did that. We had a bunch of us, in our late 20s and early 30s, late 30s, myself being, I'll be 40 in a month. But like to have all of these people playing teenagers, including myself, I had to do a teenager. it's, you know, it's really funny to try and get back to that. And you're like, oh, I feel like I'm making fun of the teenagers more than I am actually embodying them, because my voice is a little bit deeper and richer. And so then to kind of try to go back to this teenager kind of thing, it's just like, you're making fun of teenagers more than anything.
They
I don't know
probably
any that actually
deserve
sound like that. Yeah.
In Cartoon Land, they do.
In cartoon.
In Cedar Hill,
and,
they do.
And in Cedar Hill, they're all, they're teens.
How are you doing with turning 40? Is it no big deal, or because some people that's a big one?
When I feel like my 40s are going to be great. When I hit 30, the 30s were my favorite decade that I've lived so far. Like I just had it was amazing. Things just got better and better in my 30s, and so I kind of anticipate that's the same thing going into my 40s. So I think it'll be very nice. I probably shouldn't have said my age, because now people are gonna be like, I can't cast him as a 30-year-old anymore. But yeah.
I had a little trouble with
You
my
look
30s,
like that.
or my turning 30, because it was
Turning
like, okay, now I'm officially grown.
Well, I think for me, growing up being an actor, I'm very tall. I'm 6'5", and so to put me in things, I think it was confusing for people. So getting cast in things was tough for me, which is where voiceover came in. You can be any size, any whatever. You can do whatever you want. But I'm 6'5", so being tall, I always sort of knew that when I get older and start getting to the age where I can play the young dad or the old dad or whatever, then I'll have more opportunity. And so far that's been true. So I'm happy to be going into my 40s and maybe starting to look my age a little more with this mustache.
When I was getting ready to turn 50, which this has been a few years back, I said, well, for the first time in my life, I'm going to get abs before I turn 50. That was
nice. How's it going?
And well, I went on keto, which is the worst diet ever, but it works. And I was as skinny as I've been since high school. I was so skinny. Still no abs. So discouraging.
Abs are hard.
They're so hard.
Abs are so hard.
They do say that abs are made in the kitchen.
They were in there. You just couldn't see them.
Yeah. They say abs are made in the kitchen. That's the big thing. You can work out all you want, but you do have to change your diet.
Even though I was on keto, I couldn't stop eating.
Yeah.
Just love it too much.
Yeah.
When I was 20, I think I started working out, and the reason I wanted to work out was so that I could eat whatever I wanted. I was like, I'm gonna work out so that I can eat it, and I don't want to stop eating my pizza pops and pepperoni sticks.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I go to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like keep in shape just so I can eat. Food is life.
I try to bank those calories, so then at night I can just eat.
So I have my Apple Watch. It's just like, oh, I can afford to eat some more.
I love eating.
Go ahead, Nee.
No, I said I just love eating.
Me too.
Yeah, I can't.
Like when we travel, we do a lot of the 2-3 day trips because just to go somewhere. It's really just to go eat at different places.
Yeah, it's like a little food tour, right?
Yeah.
Traveling is all about food. That is true.
Yeah,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a friend who travels around the world a lot for work, and he tries out every McDonald's in every country that he goes to, and rates them.
Different.
It's different, and also is the cheeseburger the same in every country?
No,
and so it's interesting to watch him do it. He does it every time he travels. It's my favorite thing on his Instagram to watch him go. Cheeseburger in Mumbai, 2 out of 10, like it's or whatever it happens to be.
I wonder what they put on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like maybe different seasonings, right?
I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's a Royale with cheese, right? That's
got that Royale with cheese.
Well, thank you both for giving me a little bit of time today. I'm so excited to have you on. You both been terrific. I can't wait to see what you have coming next. So let's talk about that for just a minute.
Sure.
Nee, I'll start with you. Anything that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye out?
Yes. Okay. A couple things. So there is a new show premiering January 21st called Sight Unseen.
Oh, okay.
I believe it'll be at the CW in the States. In Canada, it'll be on CTV.
Yeah.
It's a brand new series, and I show up in a later episode, but you can at least get started and check it out. It's a police procedural.
We love those.
Yeah, super cool, from the creators of like Orphan Black.
Ooh,
So I know, super exciting.
that's not bad. They've got
I
a
know,
pretty good
I was
track
very
record.
exactly. That's why I was super excited to be on it. I was like, ooh, quality, yay. And I am in a video game that's coming out, I think end of January, beginning February. It's called 1000 times Resist. So that's the number 1000 X Resist. It'll be on Steam, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Brett, Brett, he handles all the hard stuff for the podcast, does the editing and all that, but he's the gamer, so I can guarantee he'll be playing that.
Oh yeah, check it out. It's a point and click adventure, and so the ending changes depending on what you've chosen.
Oh, it's like a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. No, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, I love those.
Love those so much.
Yeah, everybody loves those. Those are the best.
I used to die all the time in those.
Yeah, me too. I always chose poorly.
Yeah, I was like,
I can't handle the
oh, I'm
choice.
dead.
I can't handle the choice. I need to like look at both. But like I'm like I'll make my choice, but I need to know what happens in the other side. Which is but I love video games that actually have when you play them, the choice you make actually affects where the story goes.
Yeah.
I'll definitely play that game for sure.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, very good. So Ian, same question. Anything you have going on that we can keep an eye out for?
Well, I'm in this most recent season of Letterkenny. I've been in there in the past.
Loving you on Letterkenny. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I was late to the party, but that show's hilarious. It's best.
So good. It's so, like Jared Kiso and Jacob Tierney, like they're the writers. Jared created it, and he's also starring in it. And Jacob writes with him and directs it. But they're so quick and so smart, and there's really not much changed from script to dialogue in the show, and it's so poetic and just the characters are so strong and great. So the final season just came out yesterday in the States and on Christmas Day in Canada.
It's like season 15 though, right?
Season 12.
Oh,
They're short seasons, and I mean technically when they pitched them or when they were sold. So on our breakdowns it would say or on our sides it would say season 6. Because they do them in two parts. Yeah, because it used to be that it would come out one in the winter and one in the spring or summer. So it would do 2 a year basically, and so it was technically one season. But now it's that. But we just had the season 12 come out. 6 episodes per season. They're 20 or so minutes each. Again, like very digestible. So it sounds like a lot to catch up on, but it's actually
you can blow through them pretty quick.
Oh yeah, it'll
so
be
quickly. I watched the entire 12th season yesterday, and it's so good. But I have that, and as I mentioned earlier, I have a Christmas movie next Christmas that will be coming out called Bring Back Christmas with myself and Sarah Hayward as my mother, and I play Uncle Martin.
The only actress that can play your mother.
The only actress that can play my mother. I think we just, it's the chemistry. It's the chemistry.
Yeah. Ian Ronningen's TV mom, Sarah.
And movie. And podcast.
Movie,
anywhere, wherever you find your mother. How I Met Your Mother.
I hope that IMDb lists her just that
as my mother. I mean, I can go on there and I could change it.
Amazing.
Ian Ronningen's mother. Yeah.
AKA Ian Ronningen's mother.
Nee, where can we find you on social media?
Ooh, I am mostly on Instagram.
Yeah.
And my handle is at Nee. So my first name, NHI. And then the rest is like Nintendo.
Oh, I like that.
Nintendo.
Yeah. That's good. I like it when you use it, kind of creatively.
So is that not your middle name? Is 10
is.
Not your middle name?
My middle name is Tun, and my last name is Do. It's just spelled differently.
I was just
so if you say it really quickly, like Nintendo, it sounds like Nintendo. And so people used to say that to me in elementary school, and then I thought, hey, yeah. And I also love Nintendo.
Yeah, you should like that.
Yeah. So
that's a great. That's a great nickname.
Thanks.
Nintendo.
Thanks. I love it too.
How about you, Ian? Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me also on Instagram at Ian Ronningen, my full name, no spaces, and same thing on TikTok. I don't TikTok a lot, but when I do, it's pointless.
What is it?
So
What is it? Is it dances? Do you sing? What do
I
you
was
do?
gonna say, are you dancing?
I do just random things. I just things that make me laugh. I've got a couple of the where they who's your celebrity doppelganger, and those are some of my favorite ones to do because people tell me I have like I've got one of those faces where I look like a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And
Give us one. Who have they said?
Yeah, do it.
Here. Well, this is my favorite one, and it's the one I have on my thing. It is James Vanderbeek was one that I got a lot when I was growing up, and I do the like that crying meme that he does.
Oh yeah.
So just like
that's awesome.
But I get that. I get occasionally Ryan Reynolds, but I think that's more of a personality thing maybe than anything because like I grew up watching Jim Carrey, and which I also get, but again because of like mannerisms, and Ryan Reynolds is very much a friend of mine told me, he's like, if you want to do a good Ryan Reynolds impression, you got to kind of do a Jim Carrey impression because he's kind of doing Ace Ventura with his whole kind of way that he speaks, and which I still can't. I haven't nailed my Ryan.
That's pretty good though.
Hi there.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Aviation gin. I don't think my face looks like it when I do it. I end up with this like very Jim Carrey. Alrighty then.
Yeah. Well, that's because Jim Carrey. It's when you do a Jim Carrey impression, it's so strong, right? You have to commit. Yeah.
You got it's all the eyebrows.
It's true.
Eyebrows and teeth and lips.
Yeah. And also like the stare, like with it. It's yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. Open invitation. Anytime you have something going on, please come back. Just reach out.
Michael, I would be happy to. That's awesome.
This was a blast. Absolutely.
Well, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. This has been great.
And please follow Hope Street Pods on Instagram as well, because they are, and on TikTok if you want. Mainly they've been promoting through Instagram, but follow them. You'll see what the next iteration of this show will be.
And well, we want to support them. We want them to keep making stuff.
Yes,
yay.
Please.
Yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Well, I just had the best time with that. Nido and Ian Ronningen, both of them just terrific, really strong actors, both voice actors and regular actors. So keep your eye out for both. I wanted to mention that Nee is in a comic book type of movie called Dormouse on Hulu right now. She's really excellent in it, so please make sure to check that out. She brought that up when we stopped recording. I was like, oh, I'll make sure to mention, because she's really really good in it. So Dormouse on Hulu, so check that out. I think we hit most of them that I wanted to. I mean, Nee, you know her from Watchmen. She does voices for a lot of the Lego Friends franchises. She had an appearance on Limetown. Ian, we talked about Letterkenny and Total Drama. He also voices Ash on Unicorn Academy. He's made appearances on The Handmaid's Tale, Kung Fu, and Rain. Really good actress that I know we'll see a lot more from. Hope Street Pods is producing a Classical Christmas Chord. So please make sure that you support Hope Street Pods. We want to make sure they're successful so they can keep putting out quality content, and take a listen to a Classical Christmas Chord. It's about an hour and a half for the entire season. So it's definitely worth your time. You can binge it real easy. Definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again with us this week. Appreciate it. If you prefer to watch, our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please just subscribe. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you prefer to listen, we're on everywhere, and you can also catch all the audio and video on our website, meistercon.com. So check us out there as well. If you go to imdb.com, they recently listed us as one of their top 100 podcasts. There's 15 million podcasts out there, so to be on a top 100 list for anybody is pretty special. And I noticed that we were ahead of Only Murders in the Building. Not saying, but that was one of my favorites. So to be listed in that, type of category, just amazing. I'm having trouble even getting it out. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm once again here to ask for your support. It's been a big year for the Two Opinionated podcast. Back in February, we got to live out a dream, moderate for William Shatner here in our hometown. In May, we passed 100,000 downloads on our YouTube channel, and we followed that up in June with 50,000 downloads on the audio side. We recently posted our 600th episode, which is pretty good volume for just a father and son operation. Not too many podcasts can keep that volume up. We've been doing this now for 4.5 years, 600 plus episodes. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is a really big deal for us because we've always gotten the views, but have struggled to get people to subscribe. So that 1,000 was a big deal for us. And best of all, we were recently named one of the top podcasts on IMDb, which is the entertainment database. Those that are ahead of us, we came in at number 82. Those that are ahead of us are bigger companies like Disney, mostly Marvel, and Joe Rogan, that type of podcast. So for us, being just a small West Virginia father and son podcast, to be in the top 100 out of 15 million, it's a pretty big deal for us. So thank you for everything you've done for us so far. Got a couple little ways, though, that you can help us, and they're free, and they're really easy. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, please go to YouTube. It's under MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Really helps us a ton. And maybe even more important, if you could go to IMDb, imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and just look around the page. Just having that traffic on the page really helps us out. So that's a couple easy ways that you can support us, even if you're not listening or watching all of the time. And we want you to listen and watch, because I think that our guest list, I would put up against anybody, any other show, podcast, anybody out there. I think our guest list holds up. So please check us out. You probably will find somebody that you like, or maybe somebody that you didn't know you liked, but kind of discovered them on there. There's tons of that. If you're into music, we have that too. If you like books, we've got authors on there. If you're more into what goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment world, we've got producers, directors, video artists, anything you can think of that happens behind the scenes, we've had them on the show. So definitely check us out. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.